G'day legends, Atron here and welcome to another 2-man 3-flamed Insane Dungeon 710. This time we are using and trying out Espirita with PD to see how we go. So a couple of things, just going through the first run you'll see here, I'm pretty sure my PD ended up having Revive and not Revite. The first run also didn't have Espirita with a crest whatsoever, I just forgot it, you'll see briefly at the end. And then the second run, I used another one to just see the difference by having that attack speed on the Spirit with 5 Vite, punch in straight away. So, same sort of drop method, it's not possible without Empower PD, and it was a little bit more sketchy with the Anubis run. It was a lot easier, so check that out, I'll link it just there. With the Anubis run, it was a lot easier to pinpoint the timing of the Ronins. With this one you can see just there, almost 30 seconds in, the last Ronin dies. So there is a little bit more RNG based things going on here. So it is quicker, which is interesting. Espirita, because the Spirit itself, you can see is just a little machine gun there, doesn't have he's not getting stunned by the towers. So long as he's pumped up with some Empower PD stacks, he is, charging down. So he can't, if he dies, it's all over. And I did have a couple of runs where the Spirit died, but he hadn't killed all the Ronins. If he died and all of the heroes were dead, probably alright. So just watch the time here, 1:46, we're going to say that was what was happening there. That was the time. What have I got here? I'm pretty sure it was PD with Revive. Yeah, it was. PD with Revive, Blitz, and Espirita. I didn't realize this until then. That had no crest. So I was like, well, probably can improve on that to some degree. So we ended up doing a 5 Vite. And the reason that's important is because it makes the Spirit double his attack speed from the get-go. So this is now going into the second run, and the same sort of drop applies. Look, I don't really have the timing for you. You can watch the video, I suppose, but it's so RNG based, because if PD is stunned and doesn't get as many stacks on the Spirit, you're going to be left with a different time, as opposed to your Anubis, who's just doing a one-shot pop. You kind of need a little bit more luck on your side. Not that much luck, but just a little bit more, because it's harder to time the exact the exact drop that you need to destroy all the heroes. It doesn't happen in one shot. Even though the cooldown's only 2 seconds. If you read the Spirit and Espirita's description, it'll just make sense. So this time we had a Vite, so we really just had a little bit more power at the start with PD in Revite and with the Espirita in Revite. So not a huge amount of difference. I actually had a lot more trouble making this work properly, but as you can see here, we're 55 seconds, we'll call that. So that was almost 10 seconds more, and that's a full minute more than the Anubis run, and that's pretty huge. So as far as time-wise goes, you might potentially want to rethink why you've got a Spirit instead of Anubis. I don't think a Spirit will make it to the ID or Insane Dungeon 8 lineup, but, who knows. For now, she works fairly well. Not as consistent as Anubis, but, still works very well. And her summon, you saw I had a 5 Divine Templar on her. I believe Espirita is probably the only hero, potentially, that has a use for the 5 Divine Templar. 1, because she is ranged. 2, because the Spirit's ranged. And they both have Stone Skin, which is, just tanky as. And then the Divine Templar is melee with also 5 Stone Skin. So just a little trio of damage reduction there. That's the reason, specifically for dungeons, why I ended up putting the 5 Divine Templar on her. So as you saw there would have been some slow-mos of the drop there to see if you can take anything away from that. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Probably be the deflect mechanic video that is coming, so everyone stay tuned for that. Just finishing off the Excel calculator now. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next vid.